Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. Brand new Bigfoot footage that's shocking the world. Today we take a look at new Bigfoot footage and sightings coming from Tennessee, Idaho, and many other places with very convincing evidence. From HD Sasquatch trail camera videos to Bigfoot hunting clips and so much more. Also stay tuned for a special and crazy nature clip at the end of this video. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. So grab your I Found Bigfoot coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the best Bigfoot clips of all time. Here is another instance where a lone hiker runs into something unknown, a Bigfoot-like creature. His location remains classified, likely for safety reasons, but we know he was somewhere in a forest. He recalled that as he was trekking, he noticed something shifting behind a bush. He assumed it was a large animal, so he kept his distance and began recording. He locates the animal again, but it's not just any ordinary animal. It's a tall, dark, bipedal creature.
Where'd it go? Oh, there. The heck is that?
This is when the creature notices him and starts charging directly at him. He shuts his camera off and runs away for his life. Now, because the video was so abrupt and not much was revealed about the video, we don't really know what happened to him after he took the video. Did this creature actually hunt him down and hurt him or even kill him? Or was it just trying to scare him and keep him out of the area? We'll likely never know. However, since the video was uploaded, that means either he uploaded the video or someone found his camera in the woods and uploaded the video anonymously. But across hundreds of eyewitness reports, encounters, and native traditions, Bigfoot is described as having a surprisingly complex temperament, capable of calm curiosity in some cases and intense aggression in others. Witnesses often describe Bigfoot as highly intelligent, not animalistic in a simple sense, but deliberate, observant, and cautious. In many cases, Bigfoot seems more like a gentle giant than a monster. However, there's a much darker side to certain encounters, especially when humans get too close. People have reported being pelted with rocks or sticks, having their camps destroyed, or hearing terrifying roars and wood knocks meant as warnings. Hunters have described feeling targeted or driven off after entering certain areas. This aggression is often interpreted as territorial, not malicious, like a wild animal protecting its space or family. So was this a real example of a Bigfoot being aggressive? Maybe protecting its habitat or family unseen in the video? The video is interesting and frightening regardless. Let's go ahead and take a look at some new Bigfoot trail cam evidence. But this one's a little bit different than usual. It's a photo taken at night, showing a lighter colored humanoid figure. Check it out. We see some kind of huge bipedal silhouette walking past the trail camera. It's just walking by in the dead of night. The scene is pitch black. All we see in the background are some branches and the ground slightly. But in the foreground, the creature is easily seen. Judging by the motion blur and the way it's positioned, we can tell it's on the move, retreating to the other side of the woods. It has forward momentum, paddy-style movement. Analyzing the creature further, its features are pretty defined and accurate. It has broad shoulders, a sturdy build, and thick, coarse fur hanging off its frame. And even though the figure is in motion, as I said previously, we still get a clear look at it despite the motion blur at play. Now, one of the biggest questions being asked is, could this be a human in a costume? Someone trying to prank the trail cam owner or something? But on a random trail camera like this, to plan this would be extensive. Cryptozoologists state, there are no visible seams, no hard edges, and no signs of fabric. Just solid creature in the wild, end quote. Yes, this is indeed a solid creature, but is it solid evidence? Evidence that will stand the test of time and analyzation of experts? I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. Now we've seen some trail camera videos, some phone videos, and some photos of Bigfoot. But what about an image found on Google Earth? Google Earth is a digital globe that lets you explore almost every part of our planet, right from your phone or laptop. It combines satellite imagery, aerial photography, and 3D terrain data to create a virtual version of Earth that you can zoom, tilt, and fly through as if you were traveling above it. But in one section of the world, this was seen. It shows some kind of strange creature crouching behind a rock. It looks Neanderthal-like a variation of human or something. But it's a dark grayish color and seems to be covered in some hair. The fact that this was taken by Google Earth almost cancels out any hoax abilities. Google Earth takes countless images from satellites and aircraft, then stitches them together into a seamless map of the world. This process blends photos taken at different times and angles, correcting lighting and perspective so that everything looks continuous and natural. The result is a high-resolution, interactive model of the planet. So how would it capture this if it wasn't there in real time? Some people say it could have been someone in a costume pranking Google Earth. But the truth is, there's no way to tell when Google Earth is taking photos, especially in remote areas like this. You literally couldn't prank Google Earth even if you wanted to. It's a very weird and mysterious capture, completely captivating and baffling the internet. But is it a Bigfoot or some kind of other creature? It looks different than a typical Sasquatch, but I don't know. I thought this one was pretty interesting though, considering its compelling story. Let's go ahead and go on to the next clip. This here is the most disturbing Bigfoot encounter I've ever seen. It comes from two outdoorsmen named Frank and Don, who had the encounter out in the mountains of Alberta, Canada. Even though the footage itself looks like it comes from long ago, it was just released on November 5th, 2025. It's unconfirmed when exactly it was taken though. Frank and Don were out hunting this snowy evening, something they would do often. They ventured deep into the mountains on their ATV and they split up and went to different locations. Frank eventually starts recording when he hears some weird knocks coming from the near distance. Spooked by the knocks, he hops back on his four-wheeler and drives back to Don's stand, only to realize he's not there. He calls out and looks for him, but can't find him.
Don? Don?
It's getting darker, and he's growing more worried, so he hops on his ATV to attempt to drive around and locate his friend. But in a terrible twist of fate, he can't get it to start. It stalls over and over again.
Hey! Is that you?
He decides to trek around on foot, despite the dark and dangerous environment. He stumbles upon the head of a buck laying on the ground and some antlers surrounding it. This is when he really begins to realize something sinister is going on in this section of woods. He then finds a weird structure, like a giant teepee shelter or something. but no people ever come out to this area, so it didn't make sense. As he's investigating the structure, he hears something very large moving right behind some trees.
What the hell is this? Think it's stalking me, whatever it is.
He loads his rifle, and what happens next is chilling. He fires a shot at the creature, and then he picks up his camera and shines his light towards it. We see something huge and dark lurking within the trees. Frank recalls this is when the behemoth creature charged him, so he took another shot at it, but missed. He states the creature bowled him over, knocking him unconscious. He awoke minutes later, but there was no sign of any creature or anyone in the area for that matter. So he quickly investigated the nearby area and found multiple other structures similar to the other one he got attacked at. On and inside the structures are the bones and remains of animals. And on top of one, Frank claims there was a, quote, juvenile bipedal beast laying dead upon it, though this could just be a bear or something. But man, there's so much information and footage with this one. Frank states that he eventually found his four-wheeler again, and this time it was able to start up, and he was finally able to escape the forest. But we don't know what really happened to his friend. Not much else was listed about him. But what do you guys think? Do you believe him? I mean, this has to be one of the craziest alleged encounters ever recorded. An encounter that may prove the existence of Bigfoots in the vast mountains of Alberta, Canada. Here is another very believable Bigfoot video. This one is called the Marble Mountain Bigfoot video. In 2001, a man named Jim Mills was leading a group of teenagers on a camping trip in the Marble Mountain wilderness of Northern California. Mills was the leader of the Campus Life youth group, and they would take an annual trip to this location. During the trip, they claimed to find what looked like a large handmade shelter made from broken branches and logs. Not long after, someone in the group noticed a tall, dark figure walking on a distant ridge above their campsite. They started recording it with a camcorder, and that short video would later be known as the Marble Mountain Bigfoot footage.
It's kind of looking at us.
I don't see it.
It's moving now.
The tree is? The King's Castle? Yeah.
He's that kind of little skinny thing.
That little thing.
Oh, Jim.
Yeah.
They're kind of small, but this is a far way away.
I don't see nothing. Seriously.
It's on the ridge.
On the ridge.
See the patch of snow in the middle there? There's 3 patches of snow up there. See the one right up?
The video is filmed from far away and shows a large, upright figure moving slowly across a rocky ridge. The lighting makes it hard to see clear details, but the shape looks tall, broad, and dark-colored. Some viewers believe the figure swings its long arms as it walks, giving it an odd gait that doesn't quite look human. The group can be heard reacting with surprise and excitement as they watch. Here are the main reasons why people believe this footage. The Marble Mountain area is rugged, forested, and far from towns, which makes the idea of a prank or random hiker seem less likely. Supporters also point out that the figure's arms seem longer than a normal person's, and its height appears large compared to the surrounding terrain. And the supposed hut of bent trees found near the campsite was taken by some as a possible sign of Bigfoot activity. So it remains inconclusive what they saw this day, but Jim Mills knows what they saw, and he really believes it was a Bigfoot-like creature, and so do many of the campers. Let's go ahead and take a look at a very mysterious Bigfoot video. Even though the footage itself is pretty mysterious, the video is pretty clear and close up, and that's why many love and believe this footage. The main thing keeping us from determining real or fake with this one is how quick it is. It's 2 very short clips spliced into one, and it's only like 4 seconds long. Seen within these 4 seconds, though, is a tall brown bipedal creature. In one of the clips, it walks by a tent, and in the other one, it walks through the woods. Slowing the footage down when it's walking by the tent, it looks over at the camera at first. And we get a pretty good look at its face. Then it turns its head and walks away, showing us the side profile of its face. Another observation that can be made is this thing is shockingly tall. Some estimate it upwards of 8 feet. I mean, it is the textbook look of a Bigfoot, but it also does look slightly slimmer than the usual descriptions. Maybe that's because of its tremendous height, that's why it appears slimmer, who knows. Also, the lack of information and footage length is turning some people off. Some are claiming this is just someone in a costume, being filmed by someone with an older camera for the blurry effect. Others suggest this could be real found footage of Bigfoot. And the sad part is, we'll likely never know, unless some more information comes out or more footage that makes the video longer and we can see better. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see. If any other information comes out, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. So stay tuned, and on to the next clip. This newer Bigfoot trail camera capture is crazy. It was originally taken in 2019, but hasn't been seen much at all. The man reportedly had trail cameras set up in the forest near his home. Like you'd expect, his cameras were for wildlife and game, but this was the last thing he'd ever expect to capture on it. A very odd and eerie looking humanoid figure is seen. It's dark and skinnier, covered in hair. It has a domed head, a strange hunched posture, and long arms stretching down unnaturally long. According to the uploader, the creature was about 6 to 7 feet tall. Apparently, some investigators took a look at the image and determined it didn't quite resemble a bear or an ape. Here are some enhanced versions of the picture as well. The experts also stated that the subject has no visible snout, and its arms are too long to be any kind of animal we know that lives in the area. Some people claim this doesn't look like a Sasquatch though. However, while Bigfoot is often imagined as one single type of creature, tall, hairy, and ape-like, eyewitness reports actually describe a wide range of appearances. These differences depend on the location, lighting, distance, and the storyteller's perspective. Some reports sound almost human, while others describe something far more primitive or animal-like. So, in conclusion, Bigfoot sightings vary widely, from dark and ape-like giants in the northwest to slimmer, reddish swamp dwellers in the south. Some are calm and some are curious, while others are loud or aggressive. These differences could come from environment, evolution, or simple human perspective. But across all stories, the image of a tall, strong, intelligent, and mysterious forest dweller remains the heart of what people recognize as Bigfoot. This Bigfoot footage comes from Salt Fork State Park. A father and son were camping at the Ohio park, when eventually the father would spot something strange in the woods. It was dark and the sun was setting, but he still tries to do his best to film what he's seeing. We see an upright creature covered with brown hair. It walks by, easily making its way up the side of the hill. It walks quickly but effortlessly. The father and son reportedly left the campsite right after this encounter, not wanting to camp there anymore. They were shaken up and scared of what could happen next, so focusing on their safety, they left for good. The man would eventually upload his footage to YouTube, trying to get some answers from online viewers. The video was also enhanced. They upped the brightness, zoomed in, and stabilized the footage to give us the best look at what they saw that night. Salt Fork has become one of the best-known Bigfoot hotspots in the Midwest. Locals and visitors have been telling stories of strange encounters there for decades. Since the 1980s, there have been dozens of reported sightings, with some estimates claiming over 35 separate incidents inside or near the park's boundaries. People say they've seen tall, hairy figures walking along ridges or near back roads, heard deep howls and wood knocks, or found large footprints in the mud along trails. Some reports even mention a strong musky odor or glowing eyes at night. These are details often associated with Bigfoot, or the local known version, the Ohio Grassman. So is the Ohio Grassman lurking in the Salt Fork State Park? And is this here some real footage of it? We can't say for sure, but many believe. Let me know what you all think in the comments down below. A new Bigfoot video has just come out, captivating the world. The video uploaded on September 2nd, 2025 was captured by a powered paraglider. He was paragliding in a remote, snowy, and very mountainous area. He loved flying in areas like this because it was very scenic, but also pretty challenging. But this time, as he flew right over the crest of a tall mountain, an unidentified life form is seen. He spotted the creature from a distance and decided to fly over towards it to see what it was. He turned his camera on and filmed as he flew right above it. He slowed his footage down to give us a better look. As we can see, a dark, long-armed humanoid creature is walking forward atop the crest. The uploader states that its towering build, exaggerated arm length, and steady bipedal stride tells us it's something non-human. Even though it has the similar build and overall look of a Bigfoot, some think it could even be something else. Some say it could be a giant. Although science has never confirmed a living giant human species, people still report stories or theories. Some claim isolated groups of tall, powerful humans live deep in mountain ranges, vast forests, or underground cave systems. These are usually tied to the Himalayas, remote areas of North America, and Pacific Islands. Throughout the 1800s and early 1900s, newspapers sometimes reported giant skeletons being dug up in mounds or old burial sites. Some people blend giant legends with cryptid lore, suggesting that creatures like Bigfoot or Yeti might represent surviving relics of an oversized ancient hominid population. So could this be what we're seeing here? A giant or Bigfoot, or maybe both? Regardless, the video is super interesting and scary, and the internet is freaking out about it. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. Now this Bigfoot evidence comes from a while back, but it's very compelling. In 2005, a hiker on Silver Star Mountain, a rugged peak in southwest Washington, captured a set of photos that later became known as the Silver Star Bigfoot photos. These photos didn't explode onto the internet right away. They quietly circulated among hikers and Bigfoot researchers before gaining wider attention. But over time, they've become one of the more talked about mountain silhouette cases. The photographer wasn't out looking for anything unusual. They were simply enjoying a day in the mountains and taking landscape shots of the snowy ridges and valleys. During that hike, they noticed a lone figure crossing an open stretch of snow far below. Because the mountain is remote and the snow was deep, the hikers snapped a few pictures out of curiosity. At the time, they assumed it was just another person hiking a different route. It wasn't until later, when zooming in, that they realized the figure looked odd. Bulky, upright, and appearing to move with long strides. The remoteness of the location and the extreme conditions created a mystery. Who or what would be out there with no snow gear, no backpack, and no obvious equipment? The images show a dark, human-shaped figure moving across a wide, snowy slope beneath a ridgeline. There's no visible trail and no other people appear in the scene. The figure looks thick-bodied with broad shoulders and long, even strides. Because of the distance, the shape is more of a silhouette than a detailed creature, but that silhouette is what made people take notice. The Silver Star Mountain photos remain unsolved. They aren't crystal clear, but they also aren't easily dismissed. The combination of natural beauty, mystery, and the lonely silhouettes has kept these images alive in Bigfoot discussions for nearly 2 decades. The following disturbing video comes from a couple in the woods. They were out hiking when they decided to venture deeper into an area they had never been to. They were allegedly miles deep when something caught their eye. A huge dark figure moving effortlessly through the thick vegetation. What makes this video even more compelling is it was taken before AI was even a thing. So there's no way this one is AI. But anyways, the couple freezes and films, not knowing what else to do. They whisper quietly, completely blown away by what they were seeing. The huge muscular creature continues pushing through the forest, but then it notices the hikers. It emits a low guttural growl. Then, moments later, it charges right towards them, growling ferociously. The couple runs away, practically dropping their camera as they flee. It was never made known what exactly happened next after the video stopped. Were they successfully hunted down by this creature, or did they make it away? Was the creature just trying to scare them, or was it really out for blood? All we know is this is some chilling up-close footage. Though it's said Bigfoot attacks are uncommon in reported sightings, they are said to happen here and there. But just imagine being hunted down by a predatory creature that isn't yet proven to exist, especially one that looks like this in the video. It would have to be one of the scariest feelings a human could ever endure. Now this might be the clearest Bigfoot footage to date. It was originally taken in July of 2023, but has kind of flown under the radar when it comes to other popular Bigfoot sightings. I don't think this one's getting the love it deserves, so I figured I'd show you all. First I'll show you the original clip, and then I'll slow the footage down and zoom in and give the whole backstory to you guys, so you can really get the best look and the full effect. Check it out. The exact location was unlisted with this one, but the man who took the video states that he was deep on a forest path. The path was reportedly surrounded by thick woods on either side, theoretically a perfect spot for a Bigfoot to hide out. The filmer says at first he thought it was a bear, and that's why he began filming. But as he filmed and watched it longer, he realized it couldn't possibly be a bear. This thing is too humanoid and primate shaped. It's hunched down in the brush, then it stands up and walks away bipedal with human-like strides. Bears don't move like this and aren't shaped like this. It seems it was sitting there motionless, trying to remain unseen by the man. But then it realized it was already compromised, so it stood up and quickly headed for the forest. When we zoom in, its fur is flush to its frame, indicative of a real living creature, not a person in costume. Also, its frame is thick, bulky, and powerful. We can tell this thing is super muscular. It has the classic broad shoulders and domed head, usually found in Sasquatch-type creatures. And also we can see when it turns to move, it swings its arm, like a patty-style movement. So is this the clearest footage of Bigfoot ever? The sighting, story, and footage itself all seem really legit. The man was just trying to film what he thought was a very large bear, only to find out that it was likely Bigfoot himself. Here is some new Bigfoot evidence taking the internet by storm. A lot of people say that they're not going to believe in Bigfoot until they find a body. Well, it seems a group of hikers may have found just that. The video is very clear and close up, giving us a very good look at the alleged being. Check it out.
Holy cow, it was like 8, 9 feet. Fucking huge.
The group is shocked as what seems to be a Bigfoot-like creature is lying motionless on the forest floor. Now to me, I can't lie, this looks like it could be a prop or a very well done costume. That was just my initial thought when I first saw the video. But a lot of viewers are loving this footage and believing that it really could be a dead Sasquatch. I mean, its body does look rather realistic. We can see some inconsistencies in its hair. Some spots are lighter, some are darker, some are longer, and some are shorter. We can also see its skin under it, where some of its fur gets patchy and thin. These are very realistic traits commonly found in real wild animals. But there's something about its face that almost looks too human or cartoonish to me. Its eyes are closed, its face is wrinkly and covered in grayish, leathery skin. Now there also are a few other pieces of evidence just like this. Posts that show people coming across alleged cryptid corpses and showing us. But sadly, none of them have been 100% confirmed. But could this one here be real? I really don't know. I'll let you guys decide in the comments. Bigfoot howls, one of the scariest things you could hear in the wild. People who have claimed to have heard Bigfoot often describe its vocalizations as something that doesn't match any known animal. The most common reports talk about long, powerful howls that carry on for miles and have a strange, almost layered quality. Like more than one sound blended into a single voice. Well, that's exactly what these hikers heard this day. They were in this very dense Canadian forest just walking around minding their own business, when strange noises began to erupt in the distance. The noises come from pretty far away, so they're kind of hard to hear, so you have to listen closely. Despite being so far away, they sound shockingly realistic though. We hear a mix of deep howls and higher pitched screeches, something that Bigfoots are said to do. People often say these Bigfoot sounds feel too big to be human and too complex to be one of the typical forest animals. Sometimes the howl has a strange resonance, as if there's serious lung power behind it. What really makes these sounds memorable is the emotion people associate with them. Witnesses say the calls feel loud enough to vibrate the air. Witnesses also say the sounds feel heavy, as if the creature is massive and intelligent, almost like a purposeful call instead of a random noise. And unsettling, because the sound doesn't cleanly match anything familiar. So did these hikers really hear a Bigfoot this day? If they did, they were lucky to be at such a distance from it and from its territory, because who knows what could have happened next. Deep in Priest Lake, Idaho's wilderness, on Halloween of 2025, a lone hiker stumbled upon something terrifying. He was just out there hiking, something he would do often. Usually he would go on these hikes and nothing worth noting would happen. The craziest sights would just be some local wildlife, but this hike he would never forget. As he walked deeper and deeper and was eventually miles back into the thick wooded area, he saw something moving at the end of the path. He walked closer, and when he realized what it was, he started videoing. He captures a clear video of a Sasquatch-like creature facing the other way. It slowly turns around. It must have heard him coming down the path. It turns and just looks at him, and he immediately turns and runs away. The creature didn't give chase. It reportedly stayed put as the man ran for his life. But the video overall just looks so real. The creature's proportions, fur, face, overall structure, it screams Bigfoot. Now, Idaho has vast stretches of wilderness, rugged mountains, and deep forests that seem tailor-made for mysterious creatures to stay hidden. And Priest Lake is a perfect example of one of these locations. Also, Idaho's Clearwater and Selway Bitterroot wilderness areas have produced numerous sightings, often from hunters, loggers, and campers who claim to have heard loud howls or wood knocks echoing through the trees. The Snake River region also has reports of strange movements along ridge lines and unidentifiable screams at night. So, is this new clear video real, and could it be some of the best evidence yet? Definitely some exceptional footage, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. The following trail cam video is pretty mysterious. Some are saying it's Bigfoot, some are saying it's a different creature, and some are saying it's a hoax. But the footage itself is so strange that it's catching people off guard. It was originally taken on November 8th, 2020, so about 5 years ago. Take a look at the footage. A monstrous-looking hand is seen waving by the camera. It goes on for about 20 seconds. Commenters point out the hand looks human, but not at the same time. Maybe almost primate-like, but it's way larger and more beat up. Because of the hand's size and overall appearance, many said this was Bigfoot. Maybe it was trying to mess with the trail camera and break it, or it was simply intrigued by it. Obviously, Bigfoots wouldn't know today's technology, like if that was a camera or not, so maybe it was just kind of playing with it. Also, according to the uploader, he states, quote, "While taking a closer look, someone had made an observation that the bone structure of the hand in the video does not match that of a human. So if this was fake, it would have to be pretty well done," end quote. Another commenter also points out that its fingernails are smashed, and that this would be something very hard to counterfeit. But because the only thing we can see of this creature is its hand, we can't tell for sure what it belongs to. But we do know obviously something isn't right here. So is this here a hand of a Bigfoot or some other giant humanoid creature? I'll leave this one up to you, the viewers, to make a decision. Let's go ahead and take a look at a mysterious Bigfoot photo that's been making the rounds for years. It's circulated throughout the internet for a while, but nobody can find a set conclusion. People who repost the photos say they can't find a backstory. And I tried to do some digging myself, but I couldn't find anything at all. However, the photo itself is compelling enough. Pictured is a brownish, humanoid figure in the distance. It has broad shoulders and a lanky yet muscular build. We can see it gets darker in the chest area, its midsection, and its facial area. Its head and face are completely void of any hair though, and it's bald. An odd feature for a Bigfoot to have. Like I always say though, Bigfoots are said to look different in many ways. It really depends on the region, the witness, and how close up it was seen. The key detail about this one though that's telling experts it's not human is its arm length. They stretch down way too long to be an ordinary human. Also, it's very tall. It's hard to estimate height with this one from the angle the photo was taken, and from how far away it was taken. But some say it could be anywhere from 7 foot to 9 foot, though it's unconfirmed. Also, it would be nice to know the location of which it was taken. Judging by the trees and the surroundings though, I'd say it's a pretty safe guess to say that it was taken somewhere in North America. But if any more information comes out about this one, I'll be sure to let you all know. And if you know anything about this one that I missed, be sure to let me know in the comments. Here is a new Bigfoot video coming from the remote woods of Canada. It was just highlighted on November 20th, 2025. The uploader states, "I have 2 trail cameras, one pointed towards a hillside and one pointed towards a hilltop." He shows us the footage taken by both cameras. At first, the hillside one just shows some deer roaming around. It doesn't really show anything weird going on. But the hilltop camera showcases something else. First, we see a hairy bipedal creature making its way through the background. It's kind of hard to see because of the dense vegetation and snow, but we still get a good look at its overall shape and outline. It's a rather large figure. But from the other angle, we get a better look. Snow falls and reveals the same large, upright figure. It's hunched down there, and it's standing on a slope, so we can only see its upper portions. It has the typical domed head, strong build, and hunched posture of a Sasquatch. The owner of the cameras has claimed to have caught a bunch of stuff like this on his stretch of rural land in Canada, and you may have seen some of his similar videos before. He claims these Bigfoot-like creatures roam all over his land, and judging by his footage, they really could be. And Canada is essentially the Bigfoot capital of the world, with most sightings coming from there. Tall bipedal creatures are a typical sighting in certain areas, but could this man's rural property be one of those so-called hotspots? Is he really catching these creatures on his trail cameras? Let me know in the comments down below. The following is a super interesting Bigfoot sighting. 2 friends are driving down a secluded forest path and they're side by side. This was a common thing for them to do, to take their off-road vehicle and take it to fun and scenic places to drive around. Well, that's exactly what they were doing this day, just driving around, talking, and enjoying each other's presence. And this time they were even filming their adventure, because they thought it would be a fun memory to have. But little did they know the memory wouldn't be as fun as they thought.
Disease where you get to drink all the time. He says, you meet a girl who's got the same disease as you do. And he's got a talk show.
As they drive along and are immersed in conversation, an out-of-place figure can be seen. The man has his eyes on the road the whole time, completely unaware of whatever was in the woods. I couldn't find the exact date that the video was taken, however it was uploaded in 2021. This was before AI was really a thing, so we know this one can't be the result of any kind of artificial intelligence. But slowing the footage down and looking closer, we do indeed see a Bigfoot-like creature. It's running effortlessly through the dense woods. We also notice that something weird is going on with its arms. The left one is stretched out forwards and bent at a strange angle. And the other one moves quickly and looks thin. This told some video analysts that the creature wasn't human. Some skeptics weren't really moved by the footage though, claiming it was simply a person in costume running through the forest. The uploaders stick to their story though, and say they really had no clue what it was and didn't even know it was there until they watched the video back. Believers also point out its arm posture like I said earlier, saying that a human couldn't possibly move like this if they wanted to. I don't know though, another mysterious Bigfoot video to keep us wondering. A video keeping the legend of Bigfoot alive. Now some of you may have seen the infamous Provo Canyon Bigfoot video that came out a long time ago. It originally came out in 2012 and amassed over 7 million views on YouTube alone. It's one of the more famous and believable Bigfoot encounters on the internet. But not many know that 2 months later, a different witness filmed a very similar creature in the same area. But this footage was even better than the first sighting. Check it out.
What the?
This Provo Canyon sighting from late 2012 is one of the better modern Bigfoot videos because it mixes a dramatic moment with a very natural, unstaged setting. The footage is short, a little shaky, and not the clearest, but not bad quality by any means. But the story behind it and the reaction of the man filming made it stand out. Reportedly, a man was hiking in Provo Canyon, Utah, just above the city of Provo. This is when he spotted this creature. He began filming, not knowing what else to really do. At first, the huge Bigfoot is walking across a hill. Then it stops and hunches down behind some trees, like a tactic to remain unseen. The man breathes heavily and remains filming from behind the small wooden fence. Then the beast suddenly stands up and throws a rock right towards the man filming. Likely a warning, telling the man to get away. The man doesn't waste any time. He sprints away as fast as he can. Now if you haven't seen the original Provo Bigfoot footage, I'll go ahead and show it to you guys real quick. Here it is.
Yeah, I can't see. Is it a bear? You think there's a bear up here next to a deer? Yeah, we probably should be too close to it, huh? Cool though. Just go.
Because the creature's similar appearances and same location, many believe this was the same creature in both videos, even though they were taken 2 months apart. Some believe this region could be home to its very own Sasquatch population though. Perhaps these creatures weren't the same, and there's a family or a group of them roaming the area. Over the years, many have said these are 2 of the best Bigfoot videos of all time. There are 7 main reasons for this, and here they are. The setting feels right, the creature's movement looks natural and unscripted, the camera work feels accidental, not staged, the reactions in the videos sound real, the size and the shape of the figure looks odd for a person, it fits a pattern, and last but not least, the video doesn't try to sell itself. These videos have also stood the test of time, with nobody being able to fully debunk them. So let me know what you guys think. Let's go ahead and take a look at another unique and very believable Bigfoot video. The video was uploaded on July 28th, 2025. It was submitted to the Bigfoot research group Rocky Mountain Sasquatch by the man who took the video. The witness writes, quote, "Bigfoot watching my dog play in the eastern Sierras back in May," end quote. He recalls the elevation at that particular spot was approximately 10,000 feet, and the Bigfoot sighting occurred right when he started recording. The man was just trying to film his dogs playing, but accidentally caught what looks like a Sasquatch. The dog sees it too, as it's staring right in its direction. The dog sees it run by, but it doesn't really react much. It just goes back to playing with the other dog. The witness recalls, "It's quite apparent this creature has dark-colored fur. It's not clothing. It's very natural looking. I think this is the real deal." Rocky Mountain Sasquatch analyzes the footage and points out some important details. They say that not only does the figure have a domed head seen in most Bigfoot sightings, but it seems to move too smoothly for a person. We don't really see the figure bounce up and down at all like humans do when they walk. It almost glides. The Sierra Nevada mountains, stretching down the spine of California and into Nevada, are one of the West's oldest landscapes tied to Bigfoot lore. For more than a century, strange sightings, odd tracks, and campfire stories have kept the Bigfoot legend alive in this mountain chain. Long before the name Bigfoot ever existed, several indigenous groups living in and around the Sierras had stories of large, hairy, human-like beings. Depending on the tribe, these beings were described as forest guardians, tricksters, or dangerous wild men who lived in the high country. The important thing is that these stories weren't isolated. They appeared across the region, suggesting that encounters with mysterious figures in the mountains had been happening for generations. And there are so many other stories just like this from the region, but if I got into all of them, we'd probably be here all day. So I'll just stop here. But I think this specific video here was really good. And the fact that the area has some pretty crazy Bigfoot history, it makes it all the more compelling. Here is another pretty strange Bigfoot capture. This one comes from a golf course in Pennsylvania. The caption reads, "PA golf course Bigfoot snapped by a trail camera in 2023. It's a dark, hulking figure 6 to 7 feet tall. It was reportedly spotted by the 9th hole at dusk." The photo depicts a grainy scene. We see a creature with the textbook look of a Sasquatch. The being is hiding behind a broken down tree. Even though the footage was taken in the dark by a trail camera that doesn't have good low light capabilities, we can still see it surprisingly good. Just look at its face. It looks human-like but primate-like, exactly how Bigfoot's face is said to look. From its strong bone structure to its slightly puckered large lips, huge nose, big forehead, prominent brow ridge, everything about this one says Bigfoot. Its body shape too. I believe this photo even made it onto the famous show called Finding Bigfoot. But a Bigfoot being caught near a golf course is interesting. A lot of golf courses are pretty remote and have stretches of woods within them. During the night, theoretically, a Bigfoot could seek refuge within one if it needed to. But I think this is the first Bigfoot capture on a golf course. Let me know what you guys would do if you ever came across a Bigfoot while golfing. I'd probably invite him to the match. Who says Bigfoots don't have good swings? I just released some of the best Bigfoot merchandise of all time. From coffee mugs to stickers to all the clothing you could imagine. I present to you I Found Bigfoot. Everything comes in many different colors and sizes, so it's perfect for everyone. So if you love all things Bigfoot and you love what I do here on YouTube and want to support me, go ahead and grab some exclusive merchandise just in time for spooky season. All you have to do is scroll down below this video and you'll see my showcase of products and you can purchase them from there. Or you could simply visit the store from my YouTube homepage. Or you can simply visit maximumfear.myspreadshop.com. That's maximumfear.myspreadshop.com. Thank you very much, and back to the video. Today's nature clip is a wild one. It was uploaded by the girlfriend of the man who took the video. She states, "My boyfriend goes to Gatlinburg and tells me he saw a bear, and then he sends me this video. Not only did he see a bear, but it damn near attacked him."
Go. That's so crazy. Right there.
Hi, buddy.
Oh my
They all go outside to look at it, and it suddenly lunges forward at tremendous speed. The guys all run inside quickly to safety. Luckily, they were up on the deck in a pretty secured spot, or else this could have ended much worse. I thought this was weird though, because black bears are usually known for being docile. Black bears are the most common and adaptable bears in North America. Their behavior changes a lot depending on food, season, and how much they've been exposed to people, but overall they are intelligent, cautious, and surprisingly gentle for such large animals. They're shy by nature, but they're also problem solvers. They can figure out how to open coolers, doors, or trash cans if they smell food. Many people describe them as cautiously bold. They'll investigate something new, but always be ready to bolt it if it feels unsafe. And most of Tennessee's black bears live in the Great Smoky Mountains and the Cherokee National Forest, where thick forests, abundant food, and rugged terrain provide the perfect habitat. But dang, this black bear was angry. Maybe it was feeling territorial, or it was just hungry. I don't know. This is why you always need to be extra cautious in the wild. Even though black bears are usually rather friendly and will typically leave you alone, wild animals are completely unpredictable. So always stay safe and cautious out there, everyone. Alright, it's time for today's nature clip, and this one is everyone's worst nightmare. A man was out camping in early September of 2025 when he awoke to something terrifying. A pack of bears ripping through his tent as he just lays there inside. Two bears are seen trying to rip through his tent, almost ignoring the man inside. It's assumed they were hungry and looking for food. If that really is the case, then this man is insanely lucky, because hungry bears usually will eat anything they could get their hands on, or paws on. And they could have easily got their paws on him. But even though the video cuts off and doesn't show it, he does escape. It's unknown if the bears eventually just left him alone or if he had to scare them off, but somehow he escapes completely unharmed. These are brown bears or grizzly bears, which are known to be aggressive towards humans at times. They're also known for their massive build, muscular shoulders, and thick fur that can range from light tan to almost black. Adult males can weigh from 400 to over 1,000 pounds, depending on where they live and how much food they have. They have a distinct hump of muscle over their shoulders, which helps them dig and gives them incredible strength. They are omnivores, meaning they eat both plants and animals, and we have to include humans in their diets, by the way. But anyways, this man got very lucky this day. Definitely one of the closest encounters I've covered here on my channel. And like I say often, be safe out there. Whether it's Bigfoots or bears you have to look out for, always be prepared. Alright, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like buttons, Mom. Let's aim for 5,000 likes for another one of these Bigfoot videos. And if you want to get to know me more, you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Maxwell Fear, or you can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Maximum Fear YT. And be sure to subscribe to the channel, because only 20% of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed. And be sure to hit that bell as well so you don't miss when I upload. And also feel free to check out my special Maximum Fear merchandise and coffee mugs. They're in the description down below. And shout out to my second channel, More Maximum Fear, where I post other scary content that you guys would definitely love. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.